Hey, what's going on, guys? Tonight we are continuing our little venture into Mono Red, which I feel like isn't really an adventure so much as it's just what I love to play. But tonight we are playing a different style version of Mono Red. Last night I had mentioned in the stream how I enjoy playing like these hyper aggressive like lots of 1 and 2 drop style like beatdown decks. And that the grindier mono red list that I was playing last night is not generally my style. That it's more of a curvy mono red aggro deck. And while I do enjoy it and I feel like it's pretty good, I really enjoy these like hyper aggressive like 21 drops boss sly kind of decks. Now, while I wouldn't consider Cavalcade of Calamity decks a boss sly style deck, it is like a cheap way to get in extra points. And I really like it. So this is literally something I just put together. I was looking at lists that people play in Historic. Everybody's playing it in Best of One, so the sideboard is completely my concoction, something I just kind of put together. I think Den of the Bugbear gives us an extra way to help facilitate the downfall of this deck, which is sweepers. Supreme Verdict is a bitch for this deck. That's also why we're playing Annex in the deck. It just looks really good, and I'm just kind of excited to play it. I'm gonna be honest. Hey, what's up, Kyle? What's going on, man? I'm gonna be honest. I don't expect it to do super well, but I'm kind of excited to try it and see what's going on. How's your day been, Kyle? What have you been up to, buddy? Pioneer League, 100 points. Maybe the old Cavalcade deck will surprise us, and we'll have like a cracked league. Now, you know, the trigger off of Scorch Spitter and Cavalcade of Calamity with Torbran is insane. And I do understand that Bomac Courier does not play into the devotion of Annex or the ability of Torbran to buff the damage or to pump it up. But Bomac Courier is a good source of card advantage. So I think it's important that we play that card to help us like grind out when we need those extra few cards. Kind of hoping the games don't take too long to find tonight. We were actually able to find games pretty quickly last night. I was pleasantly surprised. I go into random streamers' chats and use your and Kyle's emotes and then leave. That's awesome, man. I hope that people are very, very confused. I've not considered doing that, but considering I have access to both those emotes, I might just start doing that. I might just start dropping those in random people's chats and see what's going on. All right, we got a game going. Let's go. Well, hopefully, I spoke too soon. And we're on the play. And we have a pretty good hand. I'm going to lead on Scorch Spitter. I don't know if it's correct, but I do like the concept of being able to pump up our Pyroling next turn. So, plus we get to hit for 2 right here. So, this more than likely tells our opponent that we're a Cavalcade deck, but I guess they don't know that for sure. Thing in the ice, okay. There's not a high chance of them flipping this next turn, so... And they can't block the Pyroling unless they want to lose their thing in the ice, so... Play our second Pyroling, play a Scorch Spitter. If they don't have Anger of the Gods here, we're in pretty good shape. If they do, we're just going to cry ourselves to sleep tonight because we don't really have much left to do. Listen, Nightbot, that's a lot of pressure. Okay, I don't really feel like Nightbot is pressuring you there, Ben, but if that's how you feel, that's how you feel, man. Okay. Ripping a Cavalcade off the top would be sweet. Actually, a Torbran would be probably better. Lightning Axe feels like the best card here they could have. I mean, I guess any removal spell would be pretty good for them here. Like Spikefield Hazard on one of the Scorch Spitters. That makes sense. Oh, and I'm always going to yield to this. Yep. Now, unfortunately, we don't really have reach or anything, so... I already played a land, I take it? I forgot about playing the land, but it makes sense we were on the play. We actually can't activate the Den if... Okay. Main deck Magma Spray? That's pretty interesting. Alright. Let's see if they flip with the trigger on the stack. No? I am intrigued at their decision. I mean, okay. If you're willing to go to damage, I'm willing to go to damage here and then hit you with a Firebrand after combat. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just kind of taken back. They had 7 cards in their hand. They didn't have something that for 1 or 2 mana they could play at instant speed. All right, that was weird. I'm sorry. I'm kind of surprised here. Bring in these cards. Annex won't really do a lot for us here. In fact, we can probably just cut all the annexes here, honestly. Cards that seem medium at best. Chandra's good for grinding. Lava Coil helps us deal with Thing in the Ice, and Soul Guide Lantern is just really good graveyard hate. Try it like that. We'll see what happens. I don't know if it's correct or not. I'm not going to lie, I'm actually kind of surprised we won that first game there. That just felt like we were going to lose. This hand feels very good. We have 3 sideboard cards and a game plan here, so... So that tells me they have a removal spell or they had nothing. I'm going with removal spell. Lava Coil also helps us deal with the Drake. Something I hadn't really thought of, so... Backup Chandra as insurance is pretty sweet. Okay. Okay. This is a consistent way to get damage in over time, so we can also snap back our lava coil if we ever need to, so there's always that. Also having a backup Chandra feels pretty good here, so. Expressive Iteration is such a good card. Torbran's also pretty sweet. Make a couple 1/1s, chip in for 3. I think the cool part about Acolyte of Flame, like Chandra Acolyte of Flame, is the fact that not a lot of people know how to deal with it. It's just one of those cards that like it doesn't really like it saw a lot of play in Standard, and so people were used to having to like beat it. But now that we're like in Pioneer and into Historic and stuff, people aren't playing that card a lot that I'm aware of. So kind of like the idea of playing it. The only problem about playing against this Phoenix deck is that there'll probably like never be a point in the game where they don't have at least like 3 or 4 cards in their hand. So it'll be tough to work the game into a spot where we can run them out of resources. That's the one thing that like you really can't do against that Phoenix deck is like run them out of resources. Okay. Create a couple 1/1s, and then we can light up the stage after combat here. I mean, I assume we're going to get to light up the stage here, like... Ah, no! Alright, accidentally clicked on the wrong thing there. I'm going to put that on top. Chandra, like, if we put it on the bottom, it tells them that our hand is really good and that we don't need it. So I'm going to put it on top so that the idea we give them is that we do want it. Because don't get me wrong, having that second Chandra is never going to, like, kill us or anything. Like, it'll always be good to have that. So... Okay. Okay. You gotta play one more if you want your Phoenix back. I don't really understand why they're not just going for the Phoenix here. Maybe they're wanting to hold up a counterspell here. I'm gonna play it in case I'm gonna play the land in case it's like an Izzet charm or something here. I don't want them to be able to. I don't want them to be able to spell pierce it. So. Put Fabled Passage into the yard. Okay. We're going to continue to hit 2 just over and over again because I want to be able to hold up the Soul Guide Lantern. I accidentally hit 6 one night playing against a Phoenix opponent, and it cost me the game because I ended up in a spot where I couldn't crack my Soul Guide Lantern. So I just keep on casting Treasure Cruises, like, which is fine. Okay. Okay. I think my opponent realizes that they're going to have to force me to use it at some point. So, now the good news here is that we can get in for quite a bit. Man. So we can make 2 guys. We can get in for 8, or we can get in for 6 and have a Torben on the field and have used both of our Chandras. I think I would rather save the other Chandra for in case we actually need it for something. So this way, we have to force them to deal with the... Oh, sorry, Ben. I just now saw your question. Ask me anything, Reese's Cup or Snickers? Oh, Reese Cups, dude. Like, no question. Dude, like, Reese Cups. Bro. Like, Reese Cups are where it's at. Don't get me wrong. I love Snickers, but, like Reese Cups are where it's at. So they have to have a 2-mana spell and a 1-mana... Or, actually, yeah, they have to have a 2-mana spell, a land, and 2 1-mana spells to flip Thing in the Ice here, which is very possible. It's not like that's out of hand or anything. Alright, they're doing it. And they put their Phoenixes into the yard. Okay. I think they're just dead here. Like, I feel like it doesn't really matter what they do here. Alright, let's do it. Lightning Axe my Torben. Oh, they left it up to where they could do it all in one turn. I wasn't even thinking about that. I think I just walked into that one. That wasn't very good. That's a tough scene. So it feels like we had this game locked up and we kind of threw it away here, so... I don't know if they can kill us or not here. Now they can just play the other Phoenix from their hand if they want to, and then bring the other one back. They must have like an Aether Gust or something in their hand. Kind of interesting seeing you use your points. I'm gonna find something. I'm gonna find something to do with 100,000 points. I don't know what. I've been talking about it for a long time, but I mean I say a long time. I've been talking about it for. Oh, not how long we've been talking about it, but I'm gonna find something to do with 100,000 points where you can use them on the stream if you actually. All right, let's see what he does. Nothing. Hey, I mean, he has to have something here. We're 17 cards deep. I was like, he only has 17 cards left in his library. Okay. I'm at 87,500. Oh my gosh. That's like super close. So that means I have to decide something to do like soon. And I guess it needs to be soon. I guess it depends on how regularly I stream, but I like to find something to do with them. I need you to help me, Carly. I need you to help me figure out something to do with all the points. 7, 10, 13, 16. So if he attacks with everything and I take it, but he doesn't attack with everything. All right. 100K and you talk like a vampire all stream. You're going to regret asking me. No, I'm not talking like a vampire all stream. That's absurd. Well, it would be pretty funny. No, absolutely not. Interesting. I mean, I don't know. Like a shock here kills me. Like he just has 9 in the air. So he either has to be able to kill my opponent has to be able to kill all of both of my creatures. If they send with everything, then like we're probably dead here. We go to 2. I think they've only played like I don't have they. What the hell? Bro, I have no idea what's going on with our opponent right now. They conceded a game when I thought we were going to lose, and then they just conceded that game. I truly have no idea what our opponent was doing right there. Like maybe they didn't care about winning or something. I don't know. That was weird. I'm not going to complain. You take the free ones or you can get them. Game 1, they didn't really have anything, and we just kind of ran them over. And then game 2, like we contested for a while, but Chandra Acolyte of Flame did pretty good work, but they ended up like they just conceded. I don't know. Like I don't know if they got bored and attacked too early or what. So I don't know. I'm gonna run and use the bathroom before this next one starts. I'll be right back. Alright, back just in time. Well, we're on the draw. I think this hand's pretty good. Having double annex is pretty solid. Play Scorch Spitter on turn 1, say go. Attack for 3. Double Ketria Triumph. Thespian stage? Okay. So this is Lotus Field combo. Gonna be honest, don't have a lot of faith in this matchup. This feels like a tough scene, so. Maybe we're just dead. I didn't know this deck was playing Ketria Triumph. Must be like a new thing they're doing. Okay. I don't know if this is enough to kill him, but it might be. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that was enough. What, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15, 18. Wow. All right. That's the kind of cheese you like to see right there. That's the kind of trash you're looking for. I mean, do we want anything here? Like, is Acolyte of Flame good enough? Like, I don't know what we're gonna snap back. Like, Lava Coil's not good. Expertise, not good. Magma Spray, not good. Soul Guide Lantern seems okay to try and shut them off of dig through time. I don't know. Let's try it like this. I'm gonna be honest. This feels like a we run them over or we don't matchup. Like if we had Eidolon or Rolling Vortex or something like that, like maybe I could see like us trying to like grind them out or something, but I don't see that being the case. We're gonna keep this. This hand's very good. Probably lead on Scorch Spitter and then play Fervent Champion and Legion Loyalist. Okay. I mean, we're attacking for a good bit here. Like, we just have to hope we don't get blown out by like an anger or something. That will be like the one problem we run into. The fact that we keep drawing lands isn't great. Like, now Torben will just be enough to win the game next turn. If we don't die this turn, which is possible. Okay. It's exactly 12, I'm pretty sure. Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. That doesn't feel like a good matchup. I don't think that's a good matchup, honestly. Like, looking at that, like, especially from paper, that doesn't feel like a good matchup, but I think we just got the better side of running them over and having, like, exactly lethal back-to-back turns on turn 4. So, Phillips. All right, our opponent has a companion, Kahira. We will keep this. I feel like Goblin Bombardment will make this deck so much like better, or like Raid Bombardment. I can't remember what it's called. The card that you have in Historic for this deck that you don't have in Pioneer to play, like Raid Bombardment or something like that. Like, it feels like a pretty sweet like card to add to this deck. All right, put our opponent to 18. Drawing a land would be ideal because we can play land, play Cavalcade Calamity, and then play like a Fanatical Firebrand or a Bomat Courier. Lots of triggers. Lots of triggers. 4, 5, 6, 7. Put you to 10. Seal Away? Okay, Seal Away is pretty good. People have been playing Seal Away lately. Like, they've been playing it in Pioneer. Like, they've been playing it in Historic and Pioneer now, so I'm a little surprised, I won't lie. I am going to slam the Cavalcade here and probably let it get counterspelled. Like, not, like, absorb, I'm sure. If he has Supreme Verdict here, it'll be tough to win this one. Okay. Fervent Champion. Fanatical Firebrand. I'm not going to attack with the Firebrand. Oh, now I am going to attack with the Firebrand. I thought he was looking at a thought our opponent we were looking at a Cellar Wreckage here. With Seal Away, it wouldn't surprise me. It gives them more instant speed interaction. Puts Memory Deluge into the graveyard. So many triggers. So many triggers. Oh, man. I just have to believe that the cards under the Bomac Courier are more important than that Torbran. Yep, we'll use that. 1, 2, 3. They still go to 6. I'm going to take this chance to play the Loyalist when we know we can get it down. Six, 7. Okay. That's fine. For these games, when you play against Cellular Wreckage, I'm always playing these games going, God, I miss Banefire. Is this worthy of a counterspell? Memory Deluge. Okay. I'm kind of thinking our opponent has nothing here. Maybe I'm wrong and I get blown out, but it kind of feels like our opponent has nothing. Send in with the clowns. I think because Den of the Bugbear says comes in tapped and attacking, I really wish you would have waited. I wanted to see how that interaction worked. I don't think it works in my favor, but I wanted to see. All right, blue-white control. First strike and all that stuff doesn't really matter in this situation. I think I'm just going to cut 3 Legion Loyalists because first strike and trample doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess it could come up with the Annex. Like, Legion Loyalists and Annex kind of play pretty well together here in this list. That's one of the reasons that I wanted to run Annex. I was thinking that I could run a 3-drop or really anything in between because the list that I was going to run was going to be the exact 60 cards that I have here, except instead of 4 Annex, it was going to be 4 Raid Bombardment or Goblin Bombardment. I think it's Raid Bombardment is what it's called. But since I couldn't have that, I was like, Annex protects us from sweepers. Well, most sweepers, not against Settle, obviously, but protects us from most sweepers. And Annex plays really well with Legion Loyalists. So that was my thought process. Firebrand, double Pyroling, and a Chandra. Kind of get down with this, honestly. And our opponent mulligans, so cool. Our opponent's on 5. Now, not to say that 5 cards from blue-white control can't beat this, because it can. Like, a sweeper, like a timely counterspell and a timely sweeper, kind of like wrecks what we're doing here, but our opponent will probably play Consider here. Or no, they sixed. Okay, they have 6, so. Foretold card. Okay. I'm genuinely interested to know if that is... if that's a Doomscar. And a Field of Ruin for your white. So you don't have white, okay? Okay. I mean, that's a really good play. Create 2 1/1s. Get in for 4. The thing that I really like about this deck is that it just chips away. Like, it just, like, inevitably just chips and chips away at your life total. And I really like that. Sunset Revelry could be a problem. Wasn't thinking about that one. Won't lie. Fateful Absence was also pretty good there. Okay, all right, we've got a game now. All right, we're just gonna play this and say go here. Maybe it was wrong. Maybe I should have attacked with the Pyroling there because they can't double block. Yeah, that was wrong. I should have attacked with the Pyroling. I wasn't even thinking. One, two, three, four. Probably an Absorb coming here if I had to guess. Yep. Attack in. Okay. I'm okay with just letting this happen, honestly. We have more cards than our opponent does, and they missed a land drop last turn. So I'm actually kind of okay with just saying go here. Well, that sucks. It sucks, but it's also like a little nice knowing that the Annex would have just gotten absorbed last turn. That's a lot of lands to draw. And we're only playing 20, and we've hit 9 so far. 9 and 17 cards is not what I would call good. So I wasn't thinking about it, but that was wrong. I should have played the Light Up the Stage first. Cast a Pyroling. Cast a Scorch Spitter. Wish one of our, like, another, one of our mountains would have been a Den of the Bugbear. Would have been nice. Chandra will also be, that's okay, so Doomscar was their Foretold card. Chandra will also be pretty good if we ever peel into one, just because we have the option of snapping back, Light Up the Stage. Okay. Yeah, Brosa Stalin, I don't... Like, while I kind of appreciate what you're going for there, I had 2 cards and I had 2 mountains in hand. I don't really care. Light Up the Stage is a pretty good one. Hopefully it's not a sensor. Okay. All right. We've run them out of cards almost. Hopefully they're just out of cards here. All right. Detention Sphere is good. We've hit 11 lands. They put Kahira, so they have Kahira and an unknown in hand. Now the problem is that I don't really have a way to beat their 3-2 right now. And on top of that, they're at 17. Like if they were like at 9 or or 8 or something, this would be a different game. But good news is that we won the first one, so Den of the Bugbear actually ends up being pretty sweet. Hang on, I'm getting a phone call. So I'm not gonna lie, this one might be over. Hey Smug, what's going on, buddy? This game's probably over. I picked off I used the 2 firebrands to hit the Kahira. Scries one top, one bottom. Hit the Kahira as a way of giving myself a little bit of hope that I would get to keep my. Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna lock it up. Get to keep the Den of the Bugbear around. So that was my thought process there. Was keeping Den on the field would help me over time, but they had to seal away. My gosh. 8, 10, 11, 12, 13 lands in half my deck. Ugh. That's no bueno. We needed to be hitting gas there. Now, unfortunately, that is one of the problems with a deck like this is that you do run out of gas very quickly just because of the way the deck is set up. Like, it's hyper aggressive. Like, it is very, like, try to win the game quick. And then if you don't against a blue-white deck, unfortunately, if you don't have, like, your planeswalkers or anything to, like, grind them out, then all right. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty well. How are you, man? What's been going on in your world today? right. I like this hand. Like this hand. This is good. We get the joy of playing the Bomat Courier first to get the extra cards under it. So I really like that. And then we get to slam Fervent Champions and just kind of start pumping up the jam there. Doing fine, not the best. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I know it's kind of a public, chat or something, but something you want to talk about. I'm happy to listen. Fervent Champions can punch so much power so quick. So they didn't foretell a card, which means I'm not going to get swept away next turn, which means I can go ahead and slam my Chandra here. I mean, they might have a Dovin's veto for it, but it's still something that I can play here. Sorry, 1 second. I'm getting a phone call. It's not much. Just had some blood work done and passed out for a little bit. Oh, Lord. Well, I hope you're okay, buddy. Or is that a common thing? Like when you get blood work done, like do you always pass out? Because I know some people that anytime they do stuff like that, they pass out. But hope you're okay. So I want to play the Annex before I attack here, because if they do try to seal away my Bomat Courier, I can still get card advantage off of it. But I'm going to be honest, if they were playing to seal away my Bomat Courier, I don't know why they wouldn't have just done it last turn, if I'm being honest. Feels like their logic is that they probably want to try and get as many cards as possible, but with me running out of cards and having a way to activate it like this, it feels pretty greedy. So they are going to seal away. Okay. What are you going to hit's the question? Because if you hit my Bomat Courier, I am happily going to trade my... They are, okay. I'm going to trade my 3 cards. I get an Annex token out of this, and I get 3 cards. Light up the stage is only 2 cards, so I'm okay with trading it. Wow, that's straight gas. Okay. And then you go to 5 here, and... Alright, so they're telegraphing. And I do mean telegraphing. Having settled the wreckage here, which is fine, because they can't beat both. I'm not going to attack with my Annex. I'm just going to take the 3 free points here. Always yield to this. They're going to go ahead and cast it now, which is fine. Yep. Yes, we'll take the 3 free mountains here. All right. I mean, you're at 2. You have to somehow beat everything here, because even if you have a sweeper, like, it has to be another settle the wreckage. And if your only answer is settle the wreckage, you can't beat us here, because we get a trigger off the Scorch Spitter and off the Cavalcade of Calamity. So I'm not going to play anything because if they have an absorb here, then they do actually have a chance to gain some life and try to get out of this. I want to force them to beat the stuff on the ground before they actually can, before they get to, okay. So you have to have a seal away here. Okay. I was like, there's a chance they have a seal away, and if they do, then, like, you know, we're, like, in a little bit of rough shape here. All right. Well, that's panning out. We're 3-0 with Cavalcade of Calamity. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little surprised. I kind of put this deck together, like, just to, like, goof off with and kind of, like, just have, like, a more relaxed, environment tonight, but it's ended up working out, so. And, you know, the funny part is, like, Cavalcade of Calamity hasn't really been the all-star tonight. Like, we've had it, and it's done, like, the times we've drawn it, it's played a solid role in the games that we've won. It's, I don't know, like, it's just not been that impressive. Like, not the card itself, but the fact that the deck is 3-0 and we've only seen Cavalcade of Calamity in about half of our matches so far. Half of our games has been pretty good. Our opponent mulligans. We're going to keep this double man land. Wish like the second mountain was, I don't know, like a spell of some variety. Punch in for one. Legion Loyalist sends one message, and that's that I'm here to kill you. Stop me. So. All right. Run out Cavalcade. I'm not a huge fan of playing it on turn 2, but it appears we're going to get some value out of it nonetheless. This feels like Phoenix with a slow draw. I must have drawn that for the turn. Or they're going to play something here and put a Phoenix into the yard to bring it back. I don't know how that pans out, but Lightning Axe, okay. All right. Annex plays pretty well to the board here, just because it can attack pretty aggressively. Next turn we have Fanatical Firebrand and Cavalcade of Calamity, or we have Firebrand and Annex if we need it. It just kind of depends on what we need here. I'm going to play the Mountain this turn, even though it takes us off of playing... even though it takes us off of being able to attack with Den of the Bugbear next turn. Our opponent didn't have anything, but I'm always in my head, I'm always trying to play around Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce in the form of actual Spell Pierce and or Izzet Charm. So that's my logic for doing that there. Yeah. Get in the red zone, big fella. Put you to 2. You'll love to see it. And that like that's one of those things, man, is that like if people aren't ready for Cavalcade, like you can just cheese people out with it. You can just kind of like get people sometimes. So, all right, well, I think we'll run it back the same way we did earlier. What did we cut? I remember cutting those for sure. At least I thought we did. Did I cut annexes? Yeah, I think I did that. I know I cut annexes because all they play is Anger of the Gods. Like they play Anger of the Gods. I've seen some lists play Sweltering Suns as a way to cycle, but that's not a chance I'm really willing to like jump in on. We'll try it like this. Hopefully enough 1-drops and some Chandras are enough to like help us push through. I bet this deck's really sweet in Historic with that Raid Bombardment or Goblin Bombardment. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but I bet this deck's pretty sweet in Historic. We might try that another day this week. I'm gonna stream at least one more time this week. I'm gonna stream Saturday for sure. I think there's a Pioneer event Saturday morning that I might try to stream, and if not, I might just spend like 5 or 6 hours just kind of goofing off and playing games Saturday. Um, and then I don't know, like that might be the only other time I stream this week. It kind of depends on what my week looks like, because I know I've got plans tomorrow, and I had plans Thursday night, but I thought about trying to take the red-white mid-range deck that I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I'm really bad with names. One of the that somebody like was showing me last night, and it just looked pretty cool. So I think their Twitch name is Japan Hobbyist. I think is their Twitch handle, but they were showing me this pretty cool like red white like I don't really want to call it prison because it doesn't really feel like prison. Um, but it looks pretty cool. It just looks pretty sweet. Our opponent used almost all of their clock there. I mean, it's there. Use it. All right, let's go. This hand's solid. Our opponent keeps 7. Of course, to be fair, the Phoenix deck doesn't mulligan very regularly. But yeah, this hand's sweet. Really like this. Makes me think that there's like a shock effect or a spike field hazard inbound. Like playing Mountain on turn 1 like screams removal to me. We really just need to be able to get down. Like we just need to be able to chip in a few points here early. Like this Fervent Champion to poke through a little bit. And then we need to be able to resolve our Chandra. Getting our Chandra down will be pretty good. That will be one of the big ones. And we would hate to see an Anger of the Gods here. Like if our opponent tapped out for an Anger of the Gods here, like would be pretty bad. But at the same time, I can only complain so much because we have Chandra in our hand. I don't think they run. I don't think our opponent would have brought in Negate for this matchup. Okay. Kills our Scorch Spitter before combat. Makes sense. We put our opponent to 16. We have an active Planeswalker and a Fervent Champion on the field. Okay. That's 369. I don't know. It feels too free to just not take the 9 points here. We have to put our opponent to 7 here in one swing, so they And they conceded. All right, cool. So yeah, that was. I mean, that like 1-2 punch there, like of like I don't know. Like maybe we're having a pretty lucky league here, or maybe this deck is cracked. I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys. I've enjoyed the deck though. It has been quite a bit of fun. Um, I do enjoy the 4 4 4 4 4 deck lists, like the I'm playing as many good cards as I can, and just trying to make it happen. Yeah, slamming Torbran there feels really good. Oh yeah, but it's not like your opponent really had a choice to just let Chandra sit there. No, I completely agree. Like our opponent has to beat the Chandra. Like if not, I'm just gonna continue to just like chip away and just like flashback spells. So yeah, no, I mean you're completely right, Smug. Our opponent has to kill the Chandra there, but them tapping out to play the Phoenix and then us getting to tap out for Torbran and crack in for almost 50% of their life total, like cracking in for 9 any turn is awesome. So all right. Well, Carly stopped and got us dinner, and when she gets here, she's gonna call me, and I'm gonna need to run out. So if we're in the middle of a match, I'm gonna have to stop for like 2 minutes and run out. 4-0 with Cavalcade. I kind of figured that if I was going to actually actually do well with this deck, it would be in historic, not in not in Pioneer. What is Doomwake streaming? 4-color Omnath Rhinos. That sounds like a completely miserable, like, I mean, the deck sounds good, but it sounds like something I would never want to play, not in a billion years. All right, Moto, help us out. We just need one more opponent here. We just need one more opponent, and then we will be on our way. I don't know how adequately the sideboard is set up. Um, I just kind of threw the sideboard together because when I'm playing decks like this, I like to have like the four ofs in the sideboard, or the 3 4 ofs, and then like the three of, or I like to have the 5 3 ofs in the sideboard. Um, I don't know, like maybe I feel like when we get into like the creature matchups, we'll probably have to sideboard more than I want to, because we are playing 6 removal spells. It just kind of depends on what that looks like. That might be a matchup where like I don't really know if there's ever a position where we're shaving on Cavalcade, honestly. I played this deck a little bit, like Cavalcade, a little bit when it was in Standard, but I didn't play a ton of it. So I'm not exactly sure if we're ever shaving that card. This seems really good. So we get to play Scorch Spitter on 1, Pyroling on 2, and then Bomat Courier and Cavalcade on 3, or Annex on 3, depending on what things are looking like. So okay. More than likely playing against Phoenix again. Puts 1 card on the bottom. Cast Pyroling. It could not be Phoenix, like it could be like blue-white control playing opt or something, but more than likely Phoenix. I'm like 99% sure it's Phoenix. I'm not sure if it's ever a good option since it can get damaged through blockers, but I usually don't play much aggro. No, I mean like my first thought is your same thought. Like I don't know why I would ever cut Cavalcade when it does help me push through damage. Like that's my first thought process as well. Blitz? Okay, all right. That's a really good card. At least I think that's a really good card. So Cavalcade puts them to 17, and then we crunch in for 4 here. Fiery Impulse or Lightning Axe would be kind of bad here for us. All right, let's slam the Annex. If they have a removal spell, they'll play it now. Okay, they don't, which is kind of neat. Okay. So we get to chip in for another 5 here. Now, the only thing that we are like kind of running ourselves into is an Anger of the Gods here, which I feel like we can actually clean up from a little bit if we need to. Bomat Courier and Lotus Stage will help with that. So strategic planning means they're not playing Anger, so I'm cool with that. Blitz is something we will have to worry about. Oh, this is Treasure Cruise right here. Yeah. Blitz of the Thunder Dragon or whatever it's called is something we will have to worry about because it does Blitz of the Thunder Raptor because it does exile. So that is something we'll have to be a little weary of. Opponent discards a Phoenix, Fanatical Firebrand, or Bomat Courier and Fanatical Firebrand here. Like maybe I'm wrong, but this feels like this locks up the game, especially having light up the stage after combat. Like I don't really see how this goes wrong for us. Like even a removal spell, they're still just super dead because we get 3 triggers off of this, which pumps us up to 4 for 8, and then this is 10 plus the triggers from the actual Cavalcade itself. Yeah, so all right, well, I'm gonna go back to don't fix it if it's not broke. Nope, wrong spot, wrong spot. All right, let's run it and see what happens. Smug, you said you don't play a lot of aggro. What do you play a lot of? I know not everybody's aggro players. I know a lot of people like to play control or like mid-rangey decks, tempo-y decks, like there's all kinds of different options. Combo. Graveyard-based mid-range. So what would you consider a graveyard-based mid-range deck? Like Dredge? I mean, hand looks awesome to me. Does have lots of ways it can go poorly. Removal spell incoming. They're going to let us take a card here and then kill this. Yep. Makes sense. All right. Sorry about that. Carly was here with the food. Sorry, opponent. All right. Soul Guide Lantern. Pick up Consider. Slam Calamity. Say go. Now, Calamity may not be doing a lot right now, but okay. I'm down with that. Alright. K-Command decks. Things like Grixis Lyris, Sultai, Delirium. Just basically decks that grind your opponents out with some graveyard synergy? Okay. I can get down with that, honestly. Like, that's one of those, like, those things that, like, actually, like actually seems pretty cool. I really like K-Command as a card, honestly. Like, K-Command is just one of those cards that I like. K-Command is one of those, like, cool cards. Like, Lyris is pretty sweet. Like, probably not for, like, this. I probably use it for much different purposes. I was never a big fan of the Sultai Delirium deck, but I knew a lot of people that played it, so thanks, baby. Puts 2 cards on top of their library. Yeah, if we wanted to draw, like, a Lava Coil now, that'd be cool. I never really liked Uro since it overshadowed Croak so hard. Oh, yeah, I get that. I really didn't like Uro. That was from a very, like, personal, like, point of view, though. But that kind of deck is pretty close to what I enjoy. I mean, like, those kinds of decks are, like, really cool. Like, I'll never hate on somebody for, like, playing, like, those style of decks. I may not like some of the cards that are in them, but, like, those decks are, like, very good. And, you know, honestly, like, I tell everybody, like, those decks have a very high skill cap. Being good with Sultai Delirium was not an easy task. Like, that is a deck that has a lot of different, like, options and lines and things like that, so... What? No, baby, go ahead. No, I'll just eat after this game. Thank you, though. Now, the question is, can I win the race here? The answer is probably no, but we're going to try it and see what happens here. They're like a couple draw spells and like a burn spell away from like killing us next turn. Really like to be able to hit like a removal spell off light up the stage here. Okay. Always yield to this. Did you set up COD to download? No, I haven't set it up yet because I've been playing, and if I've learned anything, I cannot stream and download games at the same time. It is a miserable experience for everybody involved. Everybody involved being myself. Torben, man, Torben's pretty good. Fair, but yeah, I'm gonna set it up tonight so that it can start downloading tonight. My opponent might just kill us here. It is like not crazy to think that my opponent could just like win the game. Who's Treasure Cruise? Oh yeah, God, we're like super dead here. They only need 3 more points here, and they have 5 cards in their hands, so. I guess the best thing to do that last turn, and I just now thought about it, would have been to attack with one Fanatical Firebrand and leave back a Firebrand to pick off the Brazen Borrower if we needed it to. If we needed to. So that was a goof on my part there. If our opponent doesn't do anything with the graveyard. Alright, that's a tough scene. That's a tough scene. We're going to cycle here, because we don't really have other options, in my opinion. Lava Coil's a pretty good one. Lava Coil that. Play Torbran. I don't know. We might not be dead here. We might still be doing it. Have you set up COD to download yet, Kyle? Like, have you already, like, started downloading it and stuff? Of course, to be fair, if they can put a Phoenix into the yard here, we're just dead. If they can put a Phoenix into the yard and bring it back, we're dead. Which I imagine they can do. Lightning Axe. Play something else. Oh my gosh. 3 Arclight Phoenixes, huh? Alright, well, they didn't get to see our tech, which is actually pretty cool. They didn't get to see Chandra's at all. So, knowing that Chandra is a surprise going into the third game is pretty cool. I don't think Kari Zev's expertise is worth it. Like, it could be, but I don't think it is. I think we're just going to leave everything the way it is and just run it back. Alright, this is for the 5-0. Our hand doesn't have a ton of threats, but it is a good hand. We have 1 drop into Cavalcade, plus removal, Torbran's top end. They'll probably kill our Fervent Champion here. Oh no, they're going to consider. Okay. Put Stormwing Entity into the graveyard, which means he's looking for something. Lands, maybe? Maybe our opponent kept a weird land hand. Just slam thing in the ice here for me real quick. Alright. No removal spell. Interesting. Okay, I guess they wanted to do that so I couldn't, like, just sacrifice it and get rid of it. Kind of makes sense. It was definitely incorrect of our opponent to do that before combat. So, I mean, not that I think it's super relevant. All right, that's our 3rd removal spell, and I guess the only good news that comes from that means that there's not really anything that they're not applying a ton of pressure to us. So I mean, there is upside to that. I got 11k points. What deck's your least favorite again? God bless, Kyle. Why are you always doing this to me? I mean, I don't know. Like, what format? Huh? Okay, I guess that's fair. Carly said that you wouldn't know what format, so I guess that's fair. There's standard, pioneer, and modern, and because yeah, that's really it. Well, yeah, that's it. I'm not even gonna like venture into legacy or any of that other like shit. Okay. We go to 17. Just going to go ahead and slam Torbran. I don't really care if they have a Phoenix in play or not. We have 2 lava coils, so we can deal with it if we need to. Alright, well, our opponent's out of gas, so we can find something to do here. We'll probably be in good shape. Start with a lava coil. Play another Cavalcade. Alright, that means we hit 4 1-drops, potentially 5 with our 1 face-down card to Bomat Courier. So, Den of the Bug. If we were going to draw a land, Den of the Bugbear was definitely our best draw. Gives us utility. God, it's Treasure Cruise. Son of a bitch. I draw a man land, he draws Treasure Cruise. Cool. The Stormwing entity? Strategic planning? Okay. Man, our opponent's at 12. Like, it's not like it's crazy if we kill them or anything here. Like a Chandra would do us wonders here. Would love to see a Chandra. It's also worth noting that we haven't seen a Chandra in the top 15 cards of our library, so. We're just going to run out Scorch Spitter. Like, Petty Theft? Okay. Legion Loyalists is okay. Like, that feels pretty good. We're going to try and chip in for 3 here and see if they remove it. Alright, they play a Magma Spray. We're going to run our Scorch Spitter and say go. They flash in Brazen Borrower. Now, we do have Lava Coil to deal with that. Not that I'm super concerned at this point that we even need to, but... Alright, so the sad parts are still a Treasure Cruise left in their deck. Puts 1 card on the bottom. Consider Spirebluff Canal into the graveyard. Attack for 3. Bless you. Bless you. Alright, let's try to make something happen here. Maybe Bomat Courier gets us an extra card here. Okay. I mean, the fact that they like we put a card there and they did that, like, so like just kind of feels like okay to me. I don't really know what we're hitting. It doesn't matter. Interesting. I think we'll just let this go back to our hand. Much as I may not want to, I think that's what we're supposed to do here. Play it after combat. Flash in Petty Theft, or Brazen Bar over here. Yep, we go to 8. A post-combat Arclight Phoenix. Alright, we're going all in. Probably super aggressive here, but I have to click these single-handedly because there's not a freaking... I was like, I don't think the Den of the Bugbear token gets us anywhere. I'm really curious to know what's in their hand. Alright, our opponent's at 2. They could kill us here. Like, I don't know. They have 4 cards in their hand. Something tells me that, like, they're lands or something, because I don't really know. I don't know what our opponent could have here. I'm kind of at a loss. And they concede. I just assume it's a lot of lands from cruises. Smug. I'm gonna be honest. I think you're right. Like I don't know what else it would have been. Like we, I don't know. I don't know what else it would have been. They just conceded. So all right, we ended up getting a trophy, and we ended up 5-0ing with mono red Cavalcade of Calamity. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised there. That's kind of interesting. Deck was pretty cool though. I don't really know what I'd change. We did play against Phoenix like 2 or 3 times, and I think this deck's pretty well set up. They made a lot of land drops towards the end. Yeah, that's true. They did make a lot of land drops towards the end, so I think it's fair to assume. I think you're right. I think that it's fair to assume that that they were just stuck on lands there based off the way they played that game. So they did petty theft, and I don't know why they would have done that as opposed to play a removal spell there. So I think Den of the Bugbear really helped this deck. Really helps this deck out. We only got to see it once or twice the entire league, but it was very good. I don't know. The deck felt pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I might test it again sometime and play it in the challenge on Saturday if it holds its water again. So, um, let's see here.